Talk about that a little bit, about sort of simple living. One of the things that when you don't have a home or a house, you're living pretty close to nature,
Oh yeah.
which isn't all bad. Um, how do you see that in terms of?
Well, as long as I'm close to nature, I know where to find food because there's always animals around and there's always a variety of plants that are very good for you. And like there's a lot of plants out here that even help with rebuilding your lungs and everything if you know how to use it or where to get the extract the right nutrients from.
It's like returning back to the way
Yeah.
it was, the Native Americans lived.
Yeah.
And then we've pulled away from all of that and become capitalism and consumerism.
I
and
even like pine needle tea.
there you go.
Yeah, pine needle tea is extremely high in vitamin C. Fights off cold, helps build your immune system.
That's
Just
good to know.
little stuff like that. Most people would never think of.
One of the things that Deborah and I are trying to get the conversation going is more about options and alternatives. In other words, just as an example, in Eureka, they have the mission. Okay, so yeah, they can get some people out of the cold and give them a meal and a shower and that kind of thing, which is great. But there are real restrictions to that
Yeah.
in terms of having an animal, having a dog, maybe being with your girlfriend or
Your wife.
Yeah.
your mate,
Yeah.
or it's not something that you really want to hear about in terms of the Christian message. So what we're talking about is options. We're talking about trying to get churches to open up their doors a little bit and their parking lots a little bit and their lawns a little bit,
Yeah.
to have some people come by there. But one of the things you're talking about, Bird, which I find totally useful and realistic, is allowing people to be out in the forest and out in the woods and living simply. Can we talk about that? a little bit?
I mean, like living on a farm, everything you need is there. It's just knowing how to utilize it. Like even just growing a small garden, you can grow everything you need from stuff that tastes like pepper, sugar, any type of seasoning you want, you can get from a plant. Even salt, you can get salt from the limbs of small trees, or just getting it from the ocean and boiling down the water. Living on an Amish farm, we were so self-sustained. All we really went to town for was salt, sugar, and flour.
There you go.
Anything else we got from the farm. We didn't need anything, and so we didn't spend any money. I mean, most of those farmers are millionaires, and you'd never know it.
I guess that's the thing that gets me about it. You look around here in Humboldt County, and there's all this gorgeous, beautiful land, with rivers going through it, and there's just, acres and acres and acres and thousands of acres, and it just seems to me it's not too much to ask, even if it's from something like the BLM or private property owners, to open up some of these spaces, for people to create their own little communities and cultures.